Hello, I'm Brenda Lyttle, independent candidate for the Wyoming State Legislature, House District 8. And I am here this morning in the Laramie County Community College Student Lounge in the College Community Center because I wanted to share with you some experiences that I've had at LCCC. I've been a trustee on the LCCC Board of Trustees for almost 16 years now. I can't believe it. It's been one of the most fulfilling and interesting, fascinating learning experiences of my life. But now it's time for me to move on, and I'm running for the legislature. But part of the great experiences that I've had at LCCC is getting to meet the faculty and staff and students out here at Laramie County Community College. One student that I met, what would you say, Chelsea, a couple years ago? Probably 2 years ago, was Chelsea Davis-Hearn. And I met Chelsea when she was campaigning as Student of the Year for Phi Beta Kappa. Is that correct?
Phi Beta Kappa.
For Phi Beta Kappa. And I got to know Chelsea then and was so impressed with how talented she is and how bright she is and what her education at LCCC has meant to her and her children and her family. And so as part of my vision statement for Wyoming is we tell our stories to gain understanding. I wanted my first story to be Chelsea and her experience at LCCC. So please let me introduce a very impressive young woman, Chelsea Davis-Hearn, and I would like for her to tell you her story of education.
Well, thank you, Brenda, for having me, first off. And it's an honor and a privilege to be here with you and talk about my education here at Laramie County Community College. I want to first start by talking about, I had already been in the workplace. I actually was a teenage mom, and so I was in the workplace before I actually started my educational journey, and I had a lot of experience in different positions, great work career, and one of those positions I was a marketing associate for an insurance company, and in order to do that I had to take my insurance exam. And most people don't, or I should say many people don't pass that until after a lot of studying for that. And I studied for 2 weeks and passed it on my first try. And so that made me realize and feel that I really should go to school. And I really started to watch myself transform. And so you talk about how education really makes a difference. I mean, just in one individual life. One thing I learned my first semester here was in actually economics of all things, which was a very difficult course. But one thing my instructor taught us was that every decision we have has a positive or negative externality. And every action that we do, and education in my life has really shown to have a positive externality. And what that is that it affects people outside of me in a positive way. And so in my specific situation, I'm a first generation college student. And I really wanted to, all I ever set my sights for was just to get an associate's degree. I just wanted to get a degree so that I could show my high schoolers what it would take for them to get a degree. Because if somebody didn't pay that way, then I was afraid they weren't going to travel down that journey. And but it began to change me internally in a lot of different ways. So I am studying for psychology right now, and I started really understanding myself, started making sense of my childhood, things that had happened to me that I didn't want to repeat, started having more compassion for my parents who had made some mistakes, started talking to my family members about my education, sharing with them what I was learning in my psychology classes and my economics classes. So I only knew what I knew when I first came to this college, and then I started to hear other people's experiences, and honestly became my favorite part of being in school was hearing other people and their situations, and it was different from mine. And there was some disagreement, some conflict, not confrontation, but some conflict. And it created some internal conflict within myself also, that my experience didn't highlight everyone's experience, and their experiences actually broadened my horizon. So I would go home and I would share those experiences with my family in my home, and my family, my external family, my mom, my siblings, and I really felt how it became a positive externality because I started to see my mom grow, and my sister grow, and my sister go to college. Matter of fact, she will get her bachelor's degree before I will, because she's able to go at a faster pace than myself. You know, seeing the people around me become more educated just because of a simple choice of me choosing to become educated. So then I was like, okay, I guess I better venture on. So I'm now a student at the University of Wyoming. I'm 9 courses away from my bachelor's degree in psychology. My job, I'm already working in my job field, which is awesome. I'm a coordinator for a financial program, but I can really trace every great thing in my life right now back to my educational experience and just taking that first step and coming to our community college. Having the availability of scholarships and the affordable tuition here in Wyoming really makes a difference. And I appreciate that that is something that is important to you, because it's very important to me also that everybody has the opportunity to gain an education, because just one person gaining that education gives an education to many, many more. So I thank you for that, Brenda.
Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for sharing that story with us. I think Chelsea's story can show us the importance of education and making sure that education in Wyoming, both K-12 education and our community college system, are well funded, supported, and sustained. So thank you so much, Chelsea, for sharing your story with us. And I am so proud of you.
Thanks.
So thank you.
Thanks.